Hello children, welcome back to another English class. Now we are in block 11 with the story The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Have you read the story? Yes, it was an interesting story, right? Now let me show you that story again for you. You have to watch it.
Mopsy, don't push so. Anyway, Ma said I could carry a basket. Mama, she pulled my ears.
Come, that will do. Now, my dears, you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there.
He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor.
He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I'm going out.
Peter, come along, Peter.
Not likely.
Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker.
Now then, a loaf of brown bread and let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currant buns.
Psst, Benjamin! Peter! I'll try and meet you tomorrow, under the big fir tree.
Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate.
Mama will never find out. And in any case, I'm quite sure I can outrun Mr. McGregor. Yum, yum.
Having a good time, are we?
Radishes, my favourite. Gosh. I can't wait to tell Benjamin. Oh, dear.
Feeling funny, are we?
Still, I'd better not leave that one on its own. Someone might notice it.
Wouldn't have a tummy ache, would we?
I do feel rather sick.
Faster than Mr. McGregor, are we?
Definitely something wrong with that one. I'd best find a little bit of parsley. Mr. McGregor!
Stop, thief! Come back here, you wee pest!
Oh, no! I'll end up like Papa!
Where's that wee varmint? Gotcha, you wee...
Help!
Stop, thief! Oh! Come back! Wait,
Oh, no! There goes my other shoe! goodness, where am I now? Must get out. Must get out. Or is it this way? No. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it's this way. Or is it this way? No, this way.
Don't give up. Don't just lie there, Peter. Come on, keep on trying. Before Mr. McGregor comes. Quick, Mr. McGregor. Hurry, hurry. Mr. McGregor's coming.
It's no use. My brass buttons are all caught up. Mr. McGregor will put me in a pie.
Come on, keep on trying. Quick, before Mr. McGregor comes. Quick, Mr. McGregor. Hurry, hurry. Mr. McGregor's coming. Try. Go on, try. Quick, it'll be too late. Oh, come on, come on, come on.
Gotcha.
Come on, Peter. Come on. Hurry, hurry. Mr. McGregor's coming. Try. Go on, try. Quick, it'll be too late.
I know that rabbit's here somewhere. And I'll find him, no doubt about that. Come on and show yourself, you wee beastie. I know fine you're here. Stop! Stop! Thief!
If you please, ma'am, could you tell me the way to the gate? Oh, please help me. But which way? Goodness. I must be quiet. Cousin Benjamin warned me about cats. I can see the gate.
Stop! Get back here, you wee beast, you! Stop, thief!
The gate! The gate! Oh no! My coat! My shoes! Oh golly! Mama will be furious. What shall I tell her? I daren't go back in there. Mr. McGregor is sure to be waiting for me. And I'm late for supper.
Peter, late again. Where have you been? Not in Mr. McGregor's garden again, I hope. And where are your clothes? I suppose you're going to tell me that you have lost them again. Do you realise that is the second little jacket and pair of shoes you've lost in a fortnight? You shall go straight to bed without any supper. I must say, you don't look too well. I'll give you a dose of chamomile tea. try not to stain your aprons. This should set you to rights. Mr. McGregor's garden, indeed. There. Go to sleep now.
Good night, Mama.
Okay, did you enjoy the story? I think you understood that story clearly. So now, let us retell that story again. What do you mean by the word retell? Retell means telling again. So now we are going to retell the same story, the tale of Peter Rabbit, again. How can we retell? What happened at the beginning of the story? Yes, first we saw that family. The Peter Rabbit and his family lived under the big tree. And one day their mother wanted to go out for buying some bread. Right? At that time, their mother told them that you can go to fields, but don't go to Mr. MC Grigor's garden. But our naughty Peter went to Mr. MC Grigor's garden and he ate all the vegetables. Then he is going to eat the cabbage. At that time, Mr. MC Grigor was so him. Then Peter Rabbit ran out and he hid under the scan. But again, Mr. MC Grigor was so him, so he is trying to chase him. And at last, he ran very fast and he sat on the wheelbarrow. And finally, he went out from this garden and he back to his home. Right? This is the story. So children, while I am retelling this story, have you noticed any words that I have used? Yes, the words like first, then, next, after that, finally, right? These words I have used to tell the story again. So what we call all these words? Yes, all these words are we called these order words. Like first, then, next, after that, and finally. These all words we call the order words. And some more words like at last. And the word meanwhile. What do you mean by the word meanwhile? And also the word suddenly. These are also order words. So which time we will use meanwhile? Yes, this is also an order word and this word we will use to explain if two events are happening in the same time. That time we can use this meanwhile. For example, he was eating food. Meanwhile, he watched the movie. What about this sentence? Yes, actually here two events are happening at the same time. He is doing two things at the same time. So that time we can use this order word meanwhile. And what about this suddenly? Which time we will use this? Yes, to describe an action that is happening very quickly. That time we will use this. For example, he was walking on the road. Suddenly, he fell down. Right? That time we can use this order word. So, all these words like first, then, next, after that, finally, at last, meanwhile, and suddenly, these all are order words. So, when we will use these order words? Yes, to explain the events in a proper order. For example, if you are making a recipe, a lemonade, did you remember it? In your previous class, you have learned these order words for making a recipe. That was lemonade. That is why ma'am is telling you about this recipe. So what we will do for making this lemonade? What is the first step? Yes, first we will take a glass of water. Then we will take next we will squeeze the lemon and after that we will put some sugar into that and let's put a pinch of salt also, and finally or at last we can mix it together. Mix that mixture well. Then the tasty super lemonade is ready. This is how we can make a lemonade. So this order words will make all the events in a proper way. Okay, then just imagine if this order word is not in a proper way, it is not in a good order, then what will happen? Yes, we cannot understand anything. It is very difficult for us to understand about the events or about the steps. Whatever it is, if the order word is not in a proper order, then it is very harder for us to understand that. So the word will help us to explain the story in a proper order, or all the events or all the steps in a proper order. That is meant by this order words. So now children, let's take out your workbook, page number 17, S3. Here what you have to do, yes, there you can see the first one. Underline the order words in the paragraph. When paragraph is given, you have to underline all the order words. First, then, next, after that, at last, finally, or meanwhile, suddenly. You have to underline all these types of words. And second one, filling the blanks with order words. So some sentences are given. According to this sentence, you have to write which is the proper order words. Okay. Then third one, write a paragraph about what you did in school today. Use order words. What you have to do? Yes, you have to make a short paragraph about your school day activities by using these order word. And also this is for retelling a story. Use the order words to write a summary of the story, The Tale of Peter Rabbit. So you can also include the details about what Peter Rabbit saw, felt, heard, smelled and tasted, about the sensory details that we learned in the previous class. So by using all these sensory details, you have to make a short paragraph about the story, The Tale of Peter Rabbit. And children, and also in your practice question number 3, go to a park, write about what you did in the park using order words. So likewise, you can use these order words to explain about a day that you spent in a park. Okay, write about what you did in the park using these order words. And now you have to take out your page number 6. There is, you can see the second paragraph. First, he ate some lettuce and some French beans, and then he ate some radish. After that, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But around the end of a cucumber plant, whom should he meet but Mr. M.C. Grigor? Mr. M.C. Grigor was on his hands and knees planting cabbages. But he jumped up and ran after Peter when he spotted him, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief." So children, here what you have to do? Here you have to find out the order words. Which are they? Yes, the order words like first, then and after that. Likewise, you have to check out all the paragraphs in the story and circle all the order word. Okay children, so I hope this is clear to you. So today we have learned mainly about this order words like first, then, next, after that, finally, at last, meanwhile and suddenly. These order words we will use to explain the events or to explain the story in a proper order. So hope this is clear to you, and if there is any doubt, you can ask to me. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, bye-bye.